lot more in terms of bringing more people in. I personally think it's very possible for us to have a strong program. I think there's enough interest out there and enough need. So I really strongly believe in this program, but we have to get the students to our door, and we have to get the students to come to us instead of going other places. Okay, let's turn to the CTC reauthorization of our programs. Oh wait, before we do that, I want to show you just Lasisi and I had thought about some possible ways that we might be able to streamline our programs. So this is sort of an overview of one way that the streamline could occur. So for example, the master's students would take the master's core, and then both the master's and the specialist credential would take these 9 courses. And so that would mean basically that some of these courses used to be, or still are, specialist credential only, like the old 624 and 630 and 659. Those are the 3 classes that used to be only for the reading specialist students. All 3 of those are going to be hard to run because there's only a few students in that program. So I was thinking if the master's students took those courses, then those could be courses that, that would have more enrollment, and it would also allow master's students to possibly get the specialist credential at the same time they get their master's. But that's just one possibility. I mean, obviously we're just kind of throwing ideas around and thinking about it at this point. It's just a possible way of thinking about it, and I don't want to make any moves on this without having the faculty input. So that's another reason why I really wanted you guys to contact me and give me your feedback on these things. Okay, so let's think about our CTC reauthorization. Okay, we're preparing to submit the program narrative to the CTC, which would make our, if it's accepted, it would make our program preliminarily aligned. So preliminarily aligned just basically means from the narrative it looks like our program addresses all of the standards. Now, if we are preliminarily aligned, the CTC will evaluate that, send it back to us. We may be able to revise it, and then at that point they can review it again, and we may be preliminarily aligned. If we are, then our site visit coming up in the next year or 2 will be fairly straightforward. If we're not preliminarily aligned, I'm not quite sure what happens to the program. It may be that I think basically the site visit becomes a lot more intense. So we kind of want to avoid that. We'd like to be preliminarily aligned is what I'm saying, and the narrative that we're sending in a couple of weeks is the way to do that. So I'm asking you all for your input and elaboration on the program narrative by next week, because I have to submit it to the College of Education by December 1st. So anything you can do to help us with that would be really appreciated. I really need your help on it. I really, really, really need your help, because there's certain places I have no idea what's happening in the courses, or there may be things happening in the courses I'm just not aware of. It may not be on the syllabus, or I may not have evidence for it. So I really, really, really ask you to please help me with this. Please go look at the document that I sent you. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. You're already familiar with your courses, so just go in there and add what you can and help us to really present the strongest face possible. I mean, the only reason I'm asking is it affects the program, and it affects the students, and it affects our community. It doesn't affect me so much. I'm doing my best and trying to have the best narrative possible, but it really affects you as faculty, it affects the students, and it affects the community. So that is why I'm concerned about it. So please do help. I mean, we need to make this the strongest possible. Okay, so these right here are some instructions for what I'd like you to do, but let me actually walk you through it by going to the document. Over here, I sent you a link, and so the document is in Google Drive through San Bernardino, And basically, you're going to need to put your, I think you